Shit, see how this shit finna go. How I'm gonna do this shit. This shit crazy. I'm gonna start this shit off by reading these podcast goals I had. This shit in my notes. My other phone dead and shit. I could have recorded a video while I was doing this shit, but I didn't. But anyway, I'm gonna read over these little goals I had, right? This is September 29th, 2023. It's a podcast YouTube channel. 2 episodes per week. 45-minute to hour runtime. Intro 5 to 7 minutes. Daily segments 3 to 5 minutes. Weekly segments 5 to 10 minutes. 3 to 5 topics per episode. 10 to 12 minutes per topic. I was saying interviews by December to January. Mind you, like I said, this shit was in September 2023. It's fucking August 2024. I done had a whole fucking kid since I wrote this shit. But I got topics on this shit. It's a storytelling, culture news, local news, national news, sports, controversies. I said it like that because there's a fucking question mark behind it. Cars, and I put shoes with fashion in parentheses. Why? I don't know. I got my guest host, Guapo. That's my boy Mitch, Money Mitch. He gonna be on the show sooner than later. Got my boy Jayski, my boy Jay. Gonna be nonstop with AWOOD and JAY when we really start this shit. Shit gonna be lit. We gonna fuck around, have my nigga Tezo Bands on this, help my nigga Tez, nigga Day One, nigga, you feel me? But yeah, my goals was to have 100 listeners by January. Niggas fucking August. Have an interview by at least January. Once again, it's fucking August. And have a sponsor by 2024. Summer 2024. It's about to be fucking fall. Safe to say, hey Wood, you failed. You failed. Like May said, you failed. Nah, just fucking with you. I ain't failed. I just started late. This really just me on some practice and shit, you feel me? But yeah, that was my shit. This gonna be like an unofficial, like, first episode type shit. But I'm trying to do my thug thizzle, you feel me? So, a little about me. I'm AWOOD from the hood, you feel me? From the H. I've been wanting to do this podcast and shit for a minute. I really had posted the episode on Spotify before. I don't know if that shit's still up there, but I had did that shit with me and my boy Mitch, my boy Money Mitch. We did that shit during the pandemic type shit. Shit crazy, shit wild. Nigga then went and got a mic and everything. Nigga doing this shit now. So I be rapping. I ain't dropped nothing in like 3 years though. I don't know. Life been lifing. Maybe I don't really want it. Who knows? I might get after it sooner than later. This shit might spark some more shit into me. Comments and people's opinions be wild, so I don't fucking know. Anyway, I've been rapping since like 2017. Free my boy Blue Huncho, free CJ, you feel me? My boy be home soon. He put me on to the rap game. Like serious, going to the studio type shit. Y'all get to know me more throughout throughout the series and shit. I ain't gonna bore y'all in this little practice run, you feel me? Because I'm gonna shoot this to some of my people and have them listen to it and shit. But yeah, I ain't gonna try to bore y'all because most of y'all gonna know me anyway. But yeah, once we really get into it, we get the co-hosts on here, we get the, you feel me? Y'all, I'm gonna open up more. But yeah, let's talk about some current event shit like going on. So first of all, type shit I'm into, sports heavy. I fuck with football heavy, deep knowledge of football. I got extensive knowledge of basketball too. Fuck with basketball tough as hell too. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm kind of like a sports junkie a little bit. I fuck with WWE. I watch boxing every once in a while. I try to get into boxing. I mean, it's up and down, you know. If somebody having a fight party, I'm gonna go watch the fight. But I ain't really into boxing like that. Baseball, I've been kind of getting into baseball over like since like the 2020 started. Since the Astros really started winning, I really started getting into baseball and shit. I barely be knowing that shit, but over the course of this shit, I'm gonna really get more knowledgeable into that shit because that should be big. Soccer, no, not really. I don't really be into that. For the sake of news and shit, I will do my due diligence and not get on here and say some dumb shit that I don't really know about before I just say it. But I do be very opinionated, but I try to back all my opinions up with facts. You feel me? Some shit I am really biased about. I fuck with anime a little bit. Really like the old style anime, like Dragon Ball Z type shit, Inuyasha. Not no the crazy stuff. I know people will probably kick my ass over saying like I like anime and only naming like 2 or 3 shows. You feel me? But hey, I like what I like. I'm into what I'm into. I'm into cars too. My little brother, he know about cars. He really kind of inspired me to really get into that shit. I just used to like shit for the look, but I'm learning about engines and shit like that. So, like right now the Olympics going on, so I'm just rooting for the country. Whatever come on, I'll be watching it. Swimming, that shit seemed cool as hell. Track and field, that seemed cool. But yeah, we trying to get this ramped up right as football season starting up type shit because I want to be the first one to say Texans all the way. We just had a little mishap in the Hall of Fame game, but we was looking good like through the first 3 quarters. So I like it. I like our chances this year. I've been saying that. I was one of the, after Money Mitch told me that CJ Stroud was the right pick last year, I went all in. I was telling people that we was gonna do what we did before we did it, and then we did it, and that shit was live. Texans all the way. So y'all gonna hear me talking my mess because my boy Jayski, he a Cowboys fan, so we gonna be on this mug going at it because he swear to fucking God them Cowboys gonna do something, and I'm just like nah. Favorite team: football, Texans. Basketball, I rock with the home team with the Rockets. I fuck with I like certain players too, so I root for certain teams, but for the most part, I rock with the home team. I used to rock with the Clippers, but that was back when my favorite player played for them, so I don't really rock with them that much no more. All the turmoil and shit. But I like certain players and shit, so I root for certain teams in certain occasions, but 9 times out of 10, I'm going to rock with the home team, so I'm going to rock with the Rockets. Baseball, of course, I'm going to rock with the Astros. No matter what y'all say, we cheated, but we still won again after the quote-unquote cheating and all the bullshit and everything, so say what you want to say. We good. So, yeah. Baseball, of course, the Astros. Yeah, those really the major sports. Oh, I started getting into hockey. I was watching hockey during the playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs. That was kind of cool, learning about hockey and stuff. I probably try to get into that, too, because it's kind of fun. I just like sports overall, the competitiveness and all of that. It's a lot that goes into sports that teach you good values and morals, help you throughout life. It's just, and it's also fun to watch. It's, at the end of the day, it's a game, and everybody likes to play games. Like I say, Texans all the way. I like the Rockets' chances this year. Once we get healthy, I could see us being on the same sort of trajectory as how the Boston Celtics was, even though they kind of, they were kind of built up through years. I feel like we could sort of be that young team that if we fire on all cylinders, we can make a deep run. I'm not gonna say we're gonna win a championship this year. It's not like the Texans, where I believe we could get to the Super Bowl for shit show. I feel like the Rockets, we can make the playoffs and possibly make it out of the first round. I like the Rockets at least making the playoffs this year. For my Astros, look at the standings real quick. I think we was doing bad at the beginning of the season. Then we started coming in the form. Yeah. So right now we close to 500 with the Stros. We beat the Rays today. Stros always go deep in the playoffs, so I don't really never even have to worry about them. And yeah, we're gonna try to be at some games too. We're gonna try to be at some games and see if we might get like some vlogs from the games. We're gonna do a lot with this, man. I like this little practice run. I'm trying to get the feel for it. I'm used to talking, but it's hard to. It's you talking to the mic. You talking to people, but it's crazy. I'm gonna cut a lot of this shit out too, though. But what we looking like? What we looking like? Boy, these phones go there so quick. Stand-ins. What we looking like? What we looking like? So right now, the Houston Astros are we are leading the American League West Division we're actually tied for first place, but we're leading the next person by 5.5 games. So it's gonna be a race between us and Seattle for the AL West, most likely. I like our chances of winning the AL West, being division champs again. Got some competition in the American League this year. It looks like the Orioles, they looking real good. The Yankees, they up and down. The Red Sox, looking nice. Everybody in the AL East is looking nice, except for the Blue Jays. But yeah, I'm gonna get really into baseball. They play a lot of fucking games, so we'll be talking about all of them, but probably talk about some of that shit. But yeah, my Astros, we looking real good. We looking like we're definitely gonna make the playoffs. Let's get into some WWE news. Got SummerSlam going on this weekend. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. I said Sequoia. Solo Sikoa. That's crazy. My boy about to go through the Samoans. So I'm looking, and the Bloodline then beat DIY, and now they the tag team champions. So y'all think WWE setting up something? What y'all think WWE got planned for SummerSlam this weekend? Y'all think Solo Sikoa about to win the championship? Y'all think Roman Reigns coming back? It is one of the big four, so you gotta expect something big to happen. You got LA Knight stealing Logan Paul's Prime truck. That shit is priceless. Prime taking over. I've tasted the blue raspberry. The blue raspberry lit. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, Prime taking over. They everywhere. He's everywhere. I rock with the WWE. Yeah, the NFL dropped the final of their top 100. Missed something that they got Pat Mahomes at 4. What y'all think about Pat Mahomes being at 4? Pat Mahomes was the 4th best player in the league last year? Possibly. Let me see who they had in front of little brother. Tyreek Hill was the number 1 ranked player in the NFL. Okay. Lamar Jackson, the MVP, was the number 2 player. Wow. And Christian McCaffrey was number 3. And, of course, we got Mahomes at 4. Myles Garrett at 5. Whoa. Chris Jones at 6. Trent Williams at 7. TJ Watt at 8. Travis Kelce at 9. And Max Crosby at 10. This is kind of wild. I mean, I guess when they make this top 10 list, it's supposed to be like players and coaches voting on it and too. But like, it's crazy to think that they would vote Travis Kelce the 9th best player in the league last year. I mean, don't get me wrong, dog had a great season for his age and everything, but I mean, top 10. He was a top 10 player, not like top 10 offensive player, not top 10 positional. Like, we talking about like top 10 player in the NFL. Like, that's wild. Let me know what y'all think about that. I mean, I like the rest of the list, kind of, sort of. I mean, you could replace TJ Watt and Myles Garrett, and I don't think nobody will really be mad. I mean, I would say TJ Watt is kind of overlooked. I don't know. People kind of say he's overhyped, but I mean, dude is really like that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Dude like that. Dude real like JJ little brother. Like, I like Trent Williams. Got an offensive lineman in the top 10. Now there's Tyreek Hill at 1. I mean, it should have been Lamar. I mean, I understand what Tyreek did, but it should have been Lamar. I mean, the disrespect that get bestowed upon Lamar Jackson to this day is still crazy. Like, dude is a 2-time league MVP. Dude led his team in rushing last year. If you put Lamar 1, C-Mac 2, and Tyreek 3, I don't think it's any less controversial, but I feel like that's more of a more satisfying list. I mean, I feel like, I guess if you want to say, I don't know. The list is crazy. To me, it's a little crazy, but hey, it is what it is. How about the Hall of Fame this year? Some good enshrinees, man. My favorite player, Devin Hester, Mr. 100 Speed himself. My dog got inducted this year, man. Boy, I remember I played tight end. I played tight end in high school. Man, I remember watching Devin Hester highlights, wishing that I slim up or do something and become a kick returner, dog, because dude made that shit look so fun. It's crazy. Like, being a kick returner, dude made that shit look so fun. But yeah, you got my boy Devin Hester. Of course, you got my boy Andre Johnson. Come on, the Texans GOAT. Dude is that's live. That's something that's gonna be live to say. Like, dude is the first player in our team's history to make the Hall of Fame. That's some live ass shit to say. Regardless of, like he said it during the Hall of Fame game yesterday, he did it the right way and he put in the work. You know, he's satisfied and he's grateful for his career, and he feels like all of it shows for his work and his play on the field shows what he was. I mean, what he was worth, and you know, basically saying he left it all on the field. He did his thing. He going to the Hall of Fame. So shout out Andre Johnson. You got Julius Peppers. Back in the day, when, like I told y'all, Devin Hester was like my favorite player when I first got into like football heavy as like a preteen type shit. I was a Bears fan because I liked Devin Hester, and he was on it. I wanted his team to win. I wanted my favorite player to win. So I remember Julius Peppers playing for the Bears. Bro was like that. The Bears teams that tell in the Lovie Smith. Shout out Lovie Smith, by the way. If it wasn't for Lovie Smith, we wouldn't be in the position we in today. Shout out Lovie Smith. If you know, you know. Shout out Lovie Smith. As a Texans fan, shout out Lovie Smith. Okay, now back to when I was a Bears fan. Dude, it's like Jordy Nelson destroyed our playoff hopes every year for like 3 years straight. Like Jordy Nelson. Aaron Rodgers to Jordy Nelson. That shit was crazy. Like, derailed our playoff hopes like, I think like 2 or 3 years in a row. Like 10-6, and my dude got fired. Shit's still crazy. Patrick Willis. Goodness gracious. Now, let me say this about Patrick Willis before I say what I want to say. Dude was in the league. Like, dude was like Pro Bowler, All Pro, like every year he was in the league. Dude only played like 7 years. Dude like Defensive Rookie of the Year, All Pro like 7 years, 7 out of 8 years, like Pro Bowl every year. Like, dude was a GOAT. Like, it's hard to see like greats like him, Calvin Johnson, like dudes that was great in my youth, see them walk away from the game early. Even like the player that I wanted to bring up, but I wanted to give my boy his flowers, Patrick Willis his flowers, because dude was a menace, especially on Madden. Dude, that hit stick was crazy. Patrick Willis through the middle, you throw a slant, it's over with. Patrick Willis, run stopper, everything. Like, dude he was that boy for real. This just goes to show you that most likely Luke Kuechly is going to be in the Hall of Fame as well, because Luke Kuechly had a similar trajectory in his career, as far as, even though he didn't play for a long time, he still produced at a high level each and every season he played in, you know? I just had to shout him out too, because that's another player that I liked and I watched coming up. I remember when I was playing they moved me to linebacker because they didn't. It was hard for me to break in with the offense in high school, man. I ain't gonna say I had butterfingers, but I had a hard time catching the ball. Pause. I watched dudes like Luke Kuechly and Patrick Willis and Navarre Bowman and Brian Urlacher, Lance Bridges, who else? D'Amico Ryans. I remember watching, like, shout out D'Amico Ryans, by the way. Like, dude real life came in and looked out. When they had moved me to linebacker, like, I was just watching it. I was watching a lot of linebacker highlights and stuff, trying to get familiar with shit. Ryan Shazier too. Shout out Ryan Shazier. Super glad he recovered and everything. Sucks to know he never gonna play football again, but goodness gracious, he went crazy on Madden. I had a Madden franchise, Ryan Shazier. He literally won me some games. Dude was like a crazy user. Yeah, shout out to dudes that made the Hall of Fame. They had a dude named Randy Gradishoff that played for like the Broncos, like in the 70s and the 80s. They had one dude that wife represent him. I can't remember his name. Shout out to you though, boss. I can't remember your name right now. The Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony, I think it's tomorrow, Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, I'm recording this Friday night. Or going into Saturday shit. It's almost 12 o'clock. Basketball side. USA basketball. We beat Serbia 2 days ago. I think we play again. Team USA. All right, let's see. Okay, so we play Puerto Rico tomorrow. We play Puerto Rico tomorrow at 10:15 in the morning. And I'm guessing if we beat them, we go on to the next round. We've been doing alright. Consistency is they've been underperforming, but hey, look, a win is a win. I understand people want us to be dominant and everything, but as long as we could win, we're pulling out of these games, and even though it may be close, we're winning. I don't really feel like it's a big deal. I mean, you're gonna win the gold whether you win the final game by 1 point or you win by 20. I mean, you're still gonna get gold. So at the end of the day, it's like I feel like everybody going crazy over the Olympics and how we performing, but I feel like we're gonna get this gold. We're gonna get the gold, and you know, it's gonna be a great win for America. We doing good in the Olympics. We got we came in kind of slow the first couple of days with medals, but over these past 2 days we've been getting a lot of gold. So I mean, we got 43 medals. Like, we lead in the medals, and people talking about some, hey, why y'all measuring by total medals, like y'all da 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 da. But come on, man, put it like this: winning a medal in the Olympics is should be considered fucking great. I mean, whether it's bronze, silver, or the coveted gold. I mean, just because you're gonna have a country, for example, hold up, you got a country like the Netherlands has 4 gold medals. They have 9 total. You have a team like Australia. They have 11 gold medals. They have 22 overall, though. A country like Great Britain, they have 9 gold medals, 27 overall. I mean, we have 9 gold medals, tied for 4. I mean, we're in 4th place overall. We have 43 total medals. I mean, and people want to say, oh, well, y'all just the champions that win in bronze, or this, that, third. But I'm like, come on, bro. Like, I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at this stat thing for medals. It's 51 fucking countries on here, and you're telling me that the top 3 in each events get medals. Why in the fuck wouldn't we not like believe that a total medal count is still just as good as counting just gold? Oh, China has 13 golds, so they're automatically number 1. Okay, yes, I get it. It's the gold medals is prestigious, but I mean, if you're telling me 16 times we've been top 3, 16 times we've been top 3. No other country is even close to that. You know, 18 times we've been top 2. You know, no other country is close to that. You know, and then plus we have 9 gold medals, which is still top 5. You know, so maybe it's a different way to look at it. A lot of things I didn't get into this stuff as a kid. Even though I was into sports and stuff, I was like football, basketball, you know, things of that nature. And mostly into football, watching basketball whenever it came around. But like now I'm into the Olympics. I'm just giving my opinion. Like, having 43 overall medals is insane. Like, a clear 7 more than the next closest person is wild. America, you can still clap it up for America. And we still got plenty more events to go. So we got some track and field events that we about to get gold in for shit show. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Anyway, what y'all think about Meg twerking at the at the political rally? This life is getting wild day after day. Like, I understand people be like, oh, it's a positive message and stuff like that. It's just funny. It's funny to see. I just had a kid, so sleep is something that's hard to come by. As a first-time parent, I really be thinking, like, I'm not going to say I know everything, but, like, in this day and age, you got a lot of resources. When I say access to resources, I mean, like, all the technology and all, like, websites and TikTok and you know, teledocs and things of that nature. Like, you have so much access to information nowadays to help you to guide you through things. It still takes I still believe, believing it takes a village and everything, but it's just good to know, like, 20 years ago, due to my same position, didn't have all of the access to what I have access to today, and it was more having to call a doctor or asking, word of mouth and hearing 22 different things, at least now it's, you still gonna hear different things, but I mean, more often than not, you are able to pick and choose through information. So it's just good, But yeah, first time parent, got a little boy named after me. Yeah, I gonna know my government after a while, but yeah, named after me. Goes by Prince. I'm the king, he's the prince. His mom's the queen. Yeah, life is crazy. Like, the hurricane happened. Like, my life, I'm not gonna say like it went like crazy, but it's just crazy to think. Mind you, I go to work Saturday. I get off work at like 8. Come home. My girl, who is 8 months pregnant, has been in pain like all day, unbearable pain. I come home. She needs to go to the ER. We go to the ER and she gets admitted to the hospital. They're saying that they most likely gonna keep her in the hospital and probably induce the baby later on in the week. Wow, exciting news. Mind you, Sunday is my birthday. Spend the night in the hospital. Sunday is my birthday. We get moved into a different room. Now, guess what? They're moving the timeline up. They're gonna induce the baby Monday night. Work, birthday, and then now the labor is fast tracked. He was due on August 20th, and this is July 7th that we're hearing this information. So another night in the hospital, and now it's the 8th. And guess what happens on the 8th? July 8th, 2024, in Houston, Texas. Well, South Texas. Hurricane Beryl. Yes, we were in the hospital during Hurricane Beryl. And I mean, I've always been told I could sleep through anything. I sleep through hurricanes, tornadoes, whatever. I don't really be thinking that. I be thinking I wake up, but everybody else around me be telling me I don't. So it really didn't seem that bad to me. But woke up, because it didn't really seem that bad, because I ended up leaving the hospital. We wanted to come check on the cat, my boy Coop. Shout out Coop. What's up, Coop? Let me see if he gonna say something. Coop. Yeah, shout out Coop. That's my dog. That's my first son. But yeah, I wanted to come check on Coop. This was like at 7:30 in the morning. Wow. I should have never did this, because it had rained a little bit overnight, but it really hit hard at about between like that 8, 9 in the morning range, right? So I left the hospital. We stay like 10 minutes from the hospital. I leave the hospital to go check on Coop. I never make it to the house because literally it starts raining super hard and it's flooded everywhere. I went like 5 different ways to try to get to my house in a tiny car right now, so wasn't gonna make it. Moral of the story, wasn't gonna make it. So I had to turn around, kind of defeated. Stopped at a store to grab something real quick, because I knew it was about to kick up and get bad. And then guess what ended up happening? The lights go out. The lights go out at the store, so can't get what I'm trying to get. And the wind's picking up. I was standing outside the store for a little bit, and then the dude was finally able to get what I was trying to give me what I was trying to get, because I had cash anyway. So I was like, come on, man, just shoot it to me. I got the cash. But yeah, it was tearing up, but it really wasn't that bad, because I'm standing outside. It was windy. Don't get me wrong. It was really windy, and like shit was flying around and shit. And, like, you kind of hear like the train horns, like they say with the with tornadoes. But I mean, it really wasn't that bad to me. The flooding is what gets me every time. That's why I got to get a truck. Like, y'all gonna see me like 2025 type shit. Like, I'm gonna get me a fucking truck, get that bitch lifted like 6.5 inches, 7 inches off the ground. Like, fuck. I'm like, just for situations like this, because it's, if you living in Houston, if you know, like, it floods so fucking bad. And I mean, I be getting so mad when I see these lifted ass trucks and shit be plowing through that shit. They can get home, they could go where they need to go, and I'm gonna get me one of them motherfuckers. With that being said, make it back to the hospital. Tell them, Coop was trapped. Not Coop was trapped, but I couldn't get home. All the interest is terrible, And when I get back to the hospital, guess what? They're on emergency power. So the lights then went off in the hospital while I was gone. So they're running on emergency power. My girl's about to go through labor, and now the power's out. That was fun. I mean, I'm being sarcastic, but yeah, that was a crazy experience. Being in the hospital during a hurricane and then in the aftermath as well, because that was on the 8th. That was Monday the 8th. That Monday night, I remember I had went to go get some stuff from the house. End up being able to check on Coop and everything. She was hungry. Everything is closed. It's right after the hurricane. Everything's closed. People don't have lights or whatever. So, and then whatever is open, line is long as hell. Cause by this time it's like sunny. Houston weather is crazy. Hurricane, fucking destruction in the morning. By 4 or 5 o'clock, it was sunny as hell outside. Like nothing never happened. My partner Key, shout out my boy Key K Boogie. Shout out my boy, my OG. He was barbecuing and shit for his family and stuff. So I ended up shooting over there because our lights was off. We lost a bunch of shit in the fridge and everything. So it was good that he already had the pit and everything going. Cause I didn't even have no charcoal or nothing. I got a barbecue pit, but I didn't have no charcoal or nothing. So kind of wasn't prepared to be in the situation we was in. So we knew the hurricane was coming and we were getting ready to prepare that Sunday. Well, like that Saturday night, that Sunday, because that's when I got off work and, coincide with something else that we was waiting on, but it didn't end up going like that because we in the hospital. Anyway, got back to the hospital because she called, they let us know she was going to get induced at 10 p.m. that night. She couldn't eat after that. So, I whipped the barbecue up with my partner, Keith and my boy, let them know like, hey man, I'm about to be a father, shit crazy. We chopped it up for a little bit and it started getting dark. And it's crazy because when it's power outages, I'm pretty sure this is anywhere. When it's power outages, like it's major power outages where like street lights is out, traffic lights is out, it's really dark at night, like really, really dark. So like, and it get kind of dangerous too. I mean, you would imagine, I mean, criminals do criminal shit during broad daylight when it's nothing going on. So imagine after a fucking hurricane where places don't have lights and security and all that shit and it's pitch black. Of course it was fucking dangerous. So yeah, I had to skedaddle and I had to hurry up and get back, to make sure she could eat. And I got back. We had a little meal. My mom was there. Shout out my mom. Shout out my moms and my granny. They because yeah, if I go into the next day, they induced her that night. She was having contractions throughout the night. They came and spoke to us and everything. So it was the night. It was the day. It was like I think the lights kicked back on at like 5 in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning on the night. We ended up having lights. The lights ended up coming back, which was good. I mean, because it was getting kind of uncomfortable with no lights. I mean, you still got access to electricity and everything, but everything is limited. Like their kitchen is limited, their cafeteria, the vending machines don't work, anything. So. And I mean, we kind of just went through a hurricane, so it's not like you could just go to the grocery store or go to like Jack in the Box, which was right up the street, which was crazy because I was in that Jack in the Box the morning of my birthday eating breakfast, and the next day when I passed it up, it was like damn near fucking destroyed. Tree fell, the sign was fucked up, everything. It was crazy. So yeah, it was the 9th. We get up that Tuesday, power's back on. She was feeling good. I ain't gonna say she was feeling good because of course she going through like labor pains by now and stuff and everything, but she was doing good. Like she's a first time mom and she's going through it ended up being preeclampsia what she's going through, so she really toughed it out. Shout out my girl, shout out J Dog. She in that joint taking it like a champ. I get up in the morning, doctors coming in and talk. I'm not even gonna lie, I was kind of like tired, like pooped. Like my work schedule is like real crazy. Like I don't work a lot, but I do a lot at work, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't work a lot, but I do a lot at work. So it's like, and the time schedule is crazy. Like, if you know, you know. Anyway, I barely be getting sleep going into work, going into like my full-time day on Saturday. And then I literally got off work Saturday and then went straight, when we went straight to the ER. And it's like, the room that they ended up putting us in just had a chair, and it's like only thing I could do is like, it's not like no recliner chair or nothing. It's like one of the chairs they got in the waiting room. So I really couldn't get comfortable and try to go to sleep on that. So I really was functioning off of like low sleep. So by the time the night came around, like I say, back to on the train of thought, by the time the night came around, it was really more or less like I ain't gonna say I was out of it, but I was tired. Like I couldn't get sleep, just like my girl couldn't get sleep, because I would hear her like crying or moaning. not like she was like really crying and moaning, but like I would hear her groaning and stuff. Like I would hear the nurses and doctors come in from time to time. So, but like by the night, like by that Tuesday, we had been there like 3 days. I remember the doctor coming in talking to her and everything, and then of course I was going to check on Coop every day. I was going to check on Coop every day and getting things, but I like that when I was doing the storm and shit too. So I was going to check that shit. Everybody was beefed up with Center Point and shit. That shit was crazy. I went checked on Coop and everything because they had to do her epidural, and the doctor had to come in and it had to be like super sterile and shit. So they had to do her epidural at like, I want to say they did her epidural around like 9-10 o'clock that morning. She was like 1.5 centimeters dilated or something like that, almost 2. They gave her epidural and she started having contractions. They had her on this little machine. It was all cool and shit. She was thugging though. She got her little medicine and she was thugging. She was like loopy and shit. Yeah, for the most part, it was like a surreal experience. Like up until like they gave her the epidural and everything, it was kind of like, dang, we at the hospital, the baby about to come and everything. But like once she got the epidural and shit, it was like, damn, it's really finna happen and shit. And they was doing all of these like certain exercises and stuff. Like, not, I said exercises. They was doing like these little stretches and stuff, and certain like positions they was putting her in to like help bring the baby down and make sure, you know, to get her ready for delivery. Try to keep her from getting a C-section because she was at 34 weeks. So it's still considered preterm, and you know, it's still potential, you know, a potential hazard to not only her health but the baby's health as well. So they were monitoring that and trying to make sure, you know, she moved along well. She was a champ though. She was a champ. They came and checked on her a couple times, and her contractions started getting real strong. And I remember my mom and my grandma was there. We were all there. We were just waiting. I was being real comforting to her, you know, telling her she got this and everything. And I was like, dang, it was just, seeing a woman go through childbirth was, like I say, like a surreal experience. Like I was there from like start to finish. So probably around like 3:20ish, 3:30ish, my mom was like, you know, is she really in pain? Like you know, they need to call a nurse or whatever. And you know, we was trying to be patient because we didn't want to rush it because she didn't want to get a C-section. You know, we didn't want her to have to get a C-section and everything. So she was trying to have a natural birth, and if it was getting too unbearable and it was gonna get emergent, they was gonna have to do a C-section. The nurse ended up coming in. She had a cool nurse. You know, shout out to the staff at the hospital we had the baby at. I don't know if I want to disclose that. Shout out to them though. They know they gon' if they ever come across this, they'll know. But shout out to them though. They was some cool ass nurses. It was a dope ass experience. But yeah, a nurse came in and was like kind of explaining some technical stuff and everything, but this was a special this was like a special pregnancy, like a special delivery and everything, because like, you know, she was explaining all of the medical jargon and everything, and then she went and checked the girl, and the girl was ready to have the baby. And she was surprised, you know, they went and got the doctor and everything, and they was trying to we trying to go through like a practice run, because I never forget it. I text my partner at like 3:56, like, ooh, they about to start or whatever. They about to start. And she was about to do like a practice thing with, you know, me and my mom. And she went to go try to show us to do something. And she's like, hold on, no, don't do like nothing. Don't do no practice or whatever. They had to get the doctor in there like ASAP because she was ready to have a baby. I just remember like, dang, like it's really happening. Like, and she was saying like she might be pushing for like an hour up to like a couple hours. You know, don't get discouraged. It's gonna they're gonna work. They're gonna help her through it. You know, I was right there by her side, holding her hand. Now, I'm in my head prepared for that. This girl, the doctor get ready and everything, and they get ready to tell her to start pushing and everything. Man, this girl pushed this baby out so damn quick, it was crazy. Like I told you, I texted my partner. I'll never forget. It was 3:56 when I texted him and told him how they about to start. My son was born at 4:24 p.m. 28 minutes. He ought to see my dog Coop. He over here just staring at me like he ready to go to sleep. He be fighting his sleep. Like I say, shout out J Dog. She did a thug thizzle. I watched the childbirth, but I didn't watch it from like a POV perspective. I did end up seeing them pull, like the nurse said like, all right, look, there it is. And I just had a natural reaction to look to see like, oh, what, there it is. and I looked down and I seen the doctor pulling him out. Like, I ain't see it, but I seen my dog get pulled out. I was kind of freaked out, if you want to, like, if I'm gonna give my honest opinion, because he was purple, he was so small, and I was scared. But they had the NICU team in there. They let her hold him. They let her hold him real fast, and then they went and cleaned him off, and they wrapped him up. They swaddled him up, and then they let me hold him, and I got to hold my son, and that was crazy. Like, that was a crazy, like, time for me. Like, everything just came so quick. Like, the 4th just happened, and we getting ready for my birthday and things of that nature, and next thing you know, my son is born. 424, 5 pounds, 7 ounces, 34 weeks. At 34 weeks. Yeah, that was, like I say, it was a surreal experience. It was something I'm glad I was there for, and I got to witness, because me and her been together for going on 10 years. So when I was a kid and we discussed about the possibilities of us having kids and everything, I was always talking about, I didn't want to be in a delivery room. I didn't want to see it. I was going to make up an excuse, try to be at work or something. But I was there the whole time, start to finish, from the birth and everything. I got to cut the umbilical cord. That was crazy. And now my dog, 3 weeks old, he drinking about 4 ounces of milk every 3 hours. He sleeps during the day, but he likes to be active at night. And unfortunately for his mommy, that don't help her schedule, because she don't like sleeping during the day. She gonna get used to it though. He spent the week in the NICU, well, like a week and a half. He came home. He loves it. Coop used to hiss at him. We was bringing like his hat and his blanket and stuff from the NICU to give to Coop, because they was like, yeah, you take that home and let your cat smell them so he get used to it. He comes around. He don't hiss. Like, he doesn't hiss like that no more when we try to be like, hey, Coop, come here, come. He don't hiss. He used to hiss. We want to kick the shit out his ass. But we don't support no animal cruelty. It's just a thought. My dog, Coop, my son, Prince, we had a crazy week. But now, this month of July was a crazy month. But it's August now. It's a new month, new beginnings. I'm doing this podcast. Like I said, I went through my goals at the beginning, because I have a tendency to set goals for myself and not attain them in the time that I set for myself. But if it's something that I really want to do, my bad, it's a plane. I don't know if y'all can hear that. But like I was saying, like I had my goals at the beginning of the video, and I told you, sometimes I don't hit my goals in the timetables that I set them. I have a tendency to do that. I get sidetracked a lot, but now I feel like garnering a better headspace to be able to kind of attempt to conquer my goals and be successful at them. At least try. It doesn't hurt to try things, try new things, and get your feet wet and do stuff that you're not comfortable with. I'm not saying I'm not comfortable doing this. I'm real comfortable doing this. Like, I feel like this is gonna be my space. This is gonna, I'm gonna garner a platform. I'm not saying that I'm about to be the next big thing, but I mean, I'm gonna carve myself out a niche, and I believe I'm gonna have me a space. I'm gonna have me a space on this platform, and people gonna want to listen to what I got to say, what my partner got to say, and we're gonna make this rock. If it's something that I really want to do, I'm gonna end up doing it some way, somehow. If it's meant for me, it's gonna happen. Kind of like where I'm at in life, career-wise. If it's meant to be, it's gonna happen. It may take time. It may not happen when you want it to happen, but it's gonna happen when you need it to happen. It's your boy AWOOD. We gonna rock. It's gonna be big. This gonna be big. And if you made it this far, I really appreciate you listening, hearing my practice episode, and kind of getting a feel of how I'm gonna do it. Of course, I'm gonna have my co-host. We're gonna be nonstop with AWOOD and JAY. We're gonna go from there. We're gonna do big things. It's your boy AWOOD from the hood. I'm out.
Yeah, my mama told me stay out these streets because I'm gifted.